Good morning from a sunny Klitmuller, a great day. Well done for windsurfing, there's no wind and there's not many waves. Obviously this is the epicenter of cold Hawaii. The Cold Hawaii World Cup is based here in Klitmuller. So what do you do on a day like today? Well, I tell you what, cold Hawaii is more than just this spot, Klitmuller. There's 31 spots, I know, crazy, up and down the coast. So I'll tell you what we need. We need a local expert to show us around and just to show us all the spots. And I think I know just the man, and he lives right over here.
Hey Ben,
Hey man,
how you doing?
Okay, here he is, the local expert. 25 years sailing here in cold Hawaii. You're based in Klitmuller. I mean, you've got the perfect setup. I've been told you're going to show me all of these 31 spots. Is that possible in one day?
Well, we could, but I think this broadcast will be many hours long then. Let's just narrow it down to a few, eh?
Okay, well, I've got the map. I've just been to the local tourist office. Maybe you can show me what sort of spots, what are the main spots we'd look at?
Yeah, this is cold Hawaii. It's Hanstholm in the north, and it goes all the way down to Agar in the south. It's a stretch of approximately 50 kilometers. So you got all the spots within a small area.
What are the names? I heard there's some funny names.
Yeah, we got a spot around every corner here, and we have some pretty funny names for some of the spots, including Fisherman's Corner up in the north, and down south we have a spot called the Gaza Strip. Oh yeah. Because there's small piers all over. Yeah, we got a ton of spots.
What spots are we going to go to? What are the main spots?
Is Klitmuller and Hanstholm in the north, and then Agar in the south.
Okay.
That will be the top three wave sailing spots.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, let's start at Klitmuller. It's the epicenter of cold Hawaii, and it's just over the road. So let's go and check out the beach.
Let's do it.
Okay, so here we are, Klitmuller, the sort of epicenter of cold Hawaii. This is Klitmuller Reef, the main sort of site for the World Cup. This is where it all goes on. You can see out here, this is the main break. I mean, Lars, you talk us through it. I've sailed here a few times. What's the best wind direction?
The very best is south wind. Then it's cross offshore a little bit. Southwest is also very good, although it's just cross shore and maybe a little bit on. So south, southwest, west, southwest are usable wind directions.
I mean, it's weird. I've been here before the competition a few years ago. We had northeast or something like this, and it was actually working. We were coming down the point the other way, you know, keeper style, sort of starboard tack. So it's quite, you know, this place is probably the most user friendly, I suppose. Works in most different conditions. I'm looking at the beach. There looks a lot of beach that way. How far does it stretch up?
It keeps going, and you can windsurf every meter of that stretch. There's not a spot that you cannot windsurf. This spot out here is unique for the area because it's actually a reef.
Okay.
It's limestone covered with mussels, so it works as a real reef. It jacks the waves up more than most spots.
I was going to say, with the forecast today wasn't great for waves, but there is a little wave out there. We've got a few SUPs out there surfing around. It's very rare that this place is totally flat. There's always some sort of bump whenever I've been here anyway. Is that lucky, or is it a bit of a swell magnet?
Well, we are in the North Sea, and we have an opening to the North Atlantic, so most often there's some waves to play with.
Okay, and also we're standing right on the clubhouse, so to speak.
Yeah, and I believe it's one of the nicest windsurfing clubhouses in the world. I mean, it's right at one of the best spots. Big windows all around, you know,
make a cup of tea, you've got showers, you've got toilets, you've got everything. And I mean, that is why Klitmuller event is based here. And this is why Klitmuller is so famous as that sort of epicenter of cold Hawaii. I can see it in the background. Is that Hanstholm on the corner? I mean, I'm looking at the map, I'm guessing Hanstholm's sort of over there.
Yeah, that is Hanstholm in the mist there, and that is probably the most epic spot that we have in regard to how often it works and how good the conditions get. So when you have a westerly direction, you normally move from this spot to Hanstholm.
Okay.
And then you get really nice conditions.
Okay, well the wind has just swung westerly. It's onshore here. We better go over to Handstone.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, so this is Handstone.
It is. On the right day, this is the place to be at. It's so much fun sailing here.
You can see at the bottom there's a few little rocks poking up. What sort of tide state are we at now?
We don't have a big difference in the tide, so it's not really something you need to worry about. But I think right now it's low tide, so it's probably about 40 centimeters lower than normal.
Okay, so this is what you call middles. Why do we call that? Is that because of that little punchy wave? Is that?
Well, the funny thing is, I'm actually the one that named it back in the 90s. When we just started sailing up here, we started sailing up by the fish factory and down at Hamburg. And then we realized it was better in the middle.
Okay.
So I just started calling it the middles, and that name stuck.
Obviously, Hookeeper's got a middles as well, so maybe there's a little bit of a thing there. So you say the fish factory. The fish factory's up that end of the beach. I know why it's called the fish factory because I've just drove past it. It's a little bit fishy.
If there was a nose on that camera, you wouldn't be in doubt why it's called fish factory.
Okay, so when would you sail the fish factory?
You sail fish factory when you want to have waves that are a little smaller, a little less steep. The long pier by the fish factory smooths out the water. It's a little bit more friendly to beginners.
Okay.
Except when it's big, then it's actually a nasty, very powerful wave on the outside.
Okay, we're talking what? We want to be here, westerly wind still for the fish factory?
The ideal wind direction for fish factory is pretty much the same as right here at middles. So you can, most days you can choose between middles and fish factory. Okay. It's not like one spot is working and the other is not.
So southwest wind is a little bit cross offshore, quite gusty I'd imagine. There's a few buildings where the fish factory is, coming down to middles. Southwest, a little bit offshore again, westerly, bolt side shore. I mean, I was here a few years ago for after the World Cup, and we had Philip Costa here and obviously the local boys, and this is just jumping heaven. I mean, there's good riding to be had, but you can just go into orbit here.
You can get those days where you have both jumping and wave riding, and then you have the days that are pretty much only wave riding because it's really offshore. But often when the wave riding is really good, it's one of those side offshore days where it's wave riding only. And then when it tends to be a little bit more onshore from like a northwest direction, it's more of a jumping spot.
This is the spot, isn't it? I mean, this is, for me, why they call it Cold Away. It's one of my favourite spots in Europe. And I've sailed a lot of places, and the guys come from all over Germany to sail Klippmann. I mean, on a busy day here, that car park is rammed, isn't it?
It will be really busy here with cars and people everywhere. But it's not a problem because you can sail all the way up from the big pier, all the way down to Hamburg. Yeah. So you can always get the waves that you want, and you don't have any trouble out there.
Yeah, it really is a shame. I think we can't do the competition at least like one day here. There's not much infrastructure around it. It's basically a car park and an awesome beach. So I mean, even when the World Cup's on, this place is still packed. You know, people want to go sailing. Let's just recap. It works southwest wind, cross offshore, all the way around to west, which is cross shore, which way you'd come to Handstone for a westerly wind, I would say. And then northwest still works in the northwest, which is cross onshore.
Yes.
Okay, so there we go. That's Handstone. Next on the list, where are we going?
Now we're gonna take a trip down south to Ager. So we need to go 50 kilometers south to a very unique spot.
So we're sort of going from basically one side of Cold Away all the way to the other.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's do it.
you go, man. This is Aker, the heaviest wave we have in Denmark.
Yeah. I'm looking around. I'm not seeing no heavy wave. Where are we going?
Let me show you on the map what this spot is like.
I can't see anything.
Yeah, it's a lot of walking down here.
Okay, go on then. Where are we? Because I don't see any sea.
We are way down here.
Okay.
And we're at this parking lot here.
Okay.
So we got a fair bit of walking.
So we're going north?
We're going north, yeah. It's about a 5-10 minutes walk to get to the ocean.
What, and you carry your gear the whole way?
Yeah. But you can rig the gear here and then walk over this hill.
Okay.
And then you're actually inside where the fjord comes out into the ocean.
Okay.
So what you can do is you can sail around the long pier and get to the wave spot. But there's two things that are a little nasty here. There's a really powerful shore break here. Easily snap your mast down there.
Oh, right.
And then there's the even nastier waves breaking into the pier. So it makes for a pretty exciting beginning of the session.
Get the adrenaline going.
Exactly.
Okay, well, let's go check out the beach.
Alrighty.
Okay, go on, explain to me. We're about, what, 3/4 of the way there?
Yeah.
I'm guessing the car park we just came from is over that dune there. So you'd launch where these people are? What's the deal?
Exactly. You launch precisely where those people are at. Just today it's flat, but on the windy days there will be a pretty massive shore break over there.
So if it's a good day, how do you know if it's going to be firing at Agger? Because we can't see Agger Beach yet. So what telltale signs are we looking for?
If it's an epic day, like where we're standing right here, when the wind is going to send spray up over these rocks, and you're going to see the edge of this bay just being wide from foamy from the shore break. You know?
Okay, so this is when the steps start picking up and we start to run.
This is when you start to run, yeah.
Okay, go on, let's go check it out. I'm getting excited even though there's no waves. I like your 10 minutes because it's an actual 10 minutes. When usually people say 10 minutes, they mean half an hour. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, it's just 10 minutes. And you're like, bloody hell, that's a long 10 minutes.
So Ben, this is what it looks like.
Okay, so obviously there's not much swell at the moment.
Nope. This is the spot we have that can hold the biggest rideable wave in Denmark.
Oh, really?
And when it's really big, it breaks all the way out by the end of the pier and past the pier. So it breaks really far out. So it breaks in deep water.
Okay, so what sort of wind direction are we looking for? Obviously something from over there. What wind direction is that?
A typical epic Aker day will have wind coming from over there.
What direction are we talking? South, southeast?
Yeah, it's southeast. That's like that's the magic. That's the best direction.
And what swell direction do we need for the perfect Ager day? What would you get excited about if you're looking at it?
Well, it will be southeast at this location, but then the wind will have been blowing from southwest further down south by the English Channel.
Okay.
And then all the way up here. So
it gets all the swell up, and then the wind swings a little bit to the east, and then you boys in Clipton will be like, oh yeah, baby, come on.
It's really a smooth, perfect wave. The pier smoothens out the surface just perfect. There's no chop.
Do you get many turns, or is it more like a big one hit?
Yeah, on the really big days, you could be on the same way, just going down the line for 45 seconds to a minute.
Oh, okay.
It will be with proper turns, aerials, and the whole works. But that's probably only one time a year, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you were saying it doesn't happen very often. A lot of things like the planets almost have to align, but you said when it happens, it's usually for a few days, you know, but it doesn't happen, it's not regular occurrence.
Yeah, it could be happening 5 times a week, or it can be half a year between the good sessions. The best time of year is actually from now and moving forward to November. But it can happen any time of year. It's You just need a strong southerly wind system coming in.
It's a shame there's not a bigger wave or some southeast wind and we could go and sail it, because I think it's got a very nice feel about it, the place.
It's a beautiful place, and you feel like you're in the middle of nowhere.